Hello and welcome to my dungeon. I didn't make the bed today. I've had a day, man. And I know, listen, this isn't really a story. It's kind of just gonna be being like, Today was leg day, and leg day is my favorite day at the gym. I love leg day. I love doing glutes. I love doing legs. However, it's always weird. There's always a weird moment. It's always a gym story because I don't know what it is. I go to cursed gyms, I guess. I don't know. But it all started off fine. I woke up early because I've been waking up early, and then I was like, I'll go to the gym semi-early. I got a little distracted because Overwatch came out with the new, well, they reintroduced the pink Mercy skin and they added a rose gold Mercy skin, and so I played a little bit of Overwatch before the gym, which I normally do to begin with. I normally play like 2 games, you know, just to get the juices flowing. I played more than 2. I get to the gym and I'm like, it's go time, baby. I got my pre-workout, I got my itchies. I didn't really have the itchies, but for content, we'll just pretend we had the itchies, okay? I was ready to go. My fit for the day was I was wearing a My Hero Academia shirt, black shirt with like a little triangle of anime. My knee braces are also black. I looked like a spy. I felt like a spy until I walked into the doors of the gym, and first, I don't know what it was, dude. Literally, I sat down, I put on my knee braces. I don't have bad knees, but I'm trying to like prevent it, you know? Because I know a lot of people, oh, the first thing that goes when you hit your 30s is your knees. And I'm like, I'm 31. I don't want that. You know, I don't want either of them to go. You know, I got stuff to do. I wear my red Converse. Probably should have worn the black ones though. I feel like that would have fit more. But you know, whatever. The red ones are comfortable. I've had them for 10 years. Going on 11. Don't want to talk about it. They're very good, okay? They don't have holes yet. When they get holes, I'll throw them out. So I walk in. I take one step into the gym. I, you know, get ready to sign in. I take a step in, and for some reason, something in the back of my head goes, "Hey, Kate, I think our pants are inside out." And I was like, that's a silly thought. Why would that thought cross my mind? And you know, I signed in and I was like, I'm gonna walk over to this, you know, seating area and I'm gonna see if I could stretch. Nope, there's nowhere to stretch. Okay, I'm gonna go to the other area, the other padded area. Nowhere to stretch. I'm gonna go to the yoga room. Oh, there's a yoga class. There was nowhere for me to stop. And the more I was walking, the more I was like, you know what? I don't know why, but I do feel like the pants are inside out. You know, I have a weird gut feeling that the pants are inside out. My only option was to go to the bathroom and check. And so I'm shy and I know, oh, go in the locker rooms. People change all the time in the locker rooms. Not me, not me. I go to the stall because I'm shy and I don't want people to perceive me. So I go into the bathroom stall and I take off I check the seams, and sure enough, the pants were inside out. How I picked up on that, I don't know. And it's like, oh, okay, well, weren't they uncomfortable? No. They felt like they normally would. But I was like, something feels different. I think they're inside out. Like I didn't, it was just like a gut feeling. It wasn't like a physical feeling. I just had some weird, someone was looking out for me. I don't know. So I go into this tiny little bathroom stall. I had to take off the knee braces, and then I had to take off my shoes first. So I took off the shoes, I took off the knee braces, then I had to take off the pants and flip them right side out, then put them back on, and I made sure that I did it right. And I did. So I had to put the knee braces back on. It was a whole workout in itself in the bathroom stall. That sounds like I was pooping. I wasn't pooping. Not that there's anything wrong with pooping. I get, you know, prepped, and then I'm like, oh no, what if people see me leave the bathroom and think I peed and I didn't wash my hands? I can't leave here without washing my hands. And I was like, you're right, but we didn't even pee. We didn't even flush the toilet. Oh no, they're gonna think that we peed and we didn't flush the toilet. I have anxiety, can you tell? Anyway, so I went, I was like, oh, I'm washing my hands. I washed my hands, and then I was like, okay, time to go do the workout. So I go find a stretching spot, and I'm stretching. Yeah, okay, time to go work out. And today I didn't really want to do Bulgarian split squats. Bulgarian split squats are my favorite, but I've been kind of having like wrist problems, and I didn't want to like hold heavy weights and be doing Bulgarian, so I was like, you know what, I'll do single leg presses to make up for it. It'll be fine. So I get a 50-pound weight and I'm like, I'm gonna do goblet squats. I call them goblin squats. So if I ever call it goblin instead of goblet, just know, 1, I'm a fool, and 2, I live in a dungeon, so you know, I got a couple goblins in here anyway. So I do my goblin squat. I just did it. Dang it. Anyway, so I do my goblet squats, and you know, that was fine. I felt the burn. It was good. It was everything. And then I was like, okay, I'm gonna move on to gonna go downstairs. I'm gonna do some workouts downstairs. I'm gonna go to the other section. Ha ha ha. I do the hip adductor, I think, where you have the weights on the outside and you go, huh. And then I went and I did the leg press, and then I did the single leg press, and I was like, whoo, this is rough. I am struggling. Whoo, whoo, wee, woo. Then I go to the hip abductor, the one where you squeeze. Am I getting these mixed up? There's one where you go whoop, and there's one where you go whoop. So then I start, doing the squeeze. I do the squeeze one, right? And I was, just whatever. And then a guy comes and sits next to me and just starts ripping booty. And it is a smell from hell. I tell you what, it was stanky. And I was like, okay, you know what? I'm about to be done anyway. This is fine. So then I went, boop, ba-doop, ba-doo. I walk over to like this like kickback machine where you're holding on like this, and you have your foot on and it works your glutes or whatever. And so I was doing that, and then I was like, man, I need to do quads. I need to get on the quad machine, but the quads machines were taken. And so finally I was watching this lady just sitting there. She had her purse on and she was texting the whole time, and I was like, ah. And then she finally got up, and then I was like, yes. And so I like went, and then I turned around, and then a man was on it, and I was like, no. And so I did another, another set, and then I look over, and he's still on it, and I'm like, okay, great. So I go to like this little standing area, and I'm standing there waiting because I I didn't want him to feel pressure that I wanted him to leave, but I do. And then I see him slowly get up because he's an older gentleman. I go to a gym with a bunch of old men, and he stands up, and then he starts waddling away, and I was like, with my bag, I put my bag down next to it, and I'm like, I gotta go he didn't clean this machine, I gotta go get a wipe. So I walk over to the wiping section, and it's not that far, and I get some wipes, and then I slowly walk back, and there's a girl in front of me, and she's kind of like walking around looking for machines, and I was like, where's she going? I'm literally 2 feet behind her. I want you to imagine I'm 2 feet behind her. And she walks over, she looks at the machine that I'm at, right? My big, bright purple bag is right next to the machine. She looks at it, looks down, and kind of just sits into the seat. And I'm literally 1 foot away with the wipe in my hand. And I'm like, there's so many times in my life where I'm like, am I dead? Am I a ghost? Am I dead? Did the rapture happen? Did Jesus come for me? And so I'm standing there, and I'm like, and she didn't have earphones in. She didn't have earbuds. She did nothing. And I realized, I was like, oh, I have it. So I take mine off, and I go, excuse me. And she like looks up, and she was changing the weight, and looks up at me, and I'm like, my bag is here. And she looks down at my bag and goes, okay. And so I go, yeah, so like my bag is here for me to be on the machine, and I just went to get a wipe to clean it. I'm on the machine. And she was like, oh, and slowly starts to get up. And I was like, I'll be really quick though. Like, I'll be really quick if I'll be really fast. I'll be really fast. She's like, and like walks away, and I was like, but she got on the machine next to me, and so I was like, oh, she probably still wants it, right? It's the one where you have the bar and you're like, ooh, 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 it works I do it really fast, right? And I do 3 sets, but I rest in between it, but not that long. And I had pumping them out to the point where my legs were like, ooh, like I could barely get it up, right? I finished my 3rd set, and then I was like, okay, so I went and got a wipe, and I wiped it down, and that was like my last one of the day, right? I was like, done. I put my headphones back, and I'm like, I go over to her, and I'm like, hey, I'm done with the machine if you want it. And she's like, okay. And I was like, are you okay? Like, what is happening? Did you take too much pre-workout? Because like I get it, but like, hello. I walk over, I throw the wipe away, and I'm like, yeah. So I took off my headphones, I put them in my bag, and I'm like walking, took off my gloves, put it in there, and I pull out my keys, and I pull out my phone, and I'm like, okay, so I'm a little behind schedule today because I was gonna do this, and I was gonna stream, and then I start walking towards the door, and the worker's like, have a good day, man. If you're on my stream, you know what I'm talking about. There's a guy, I thought he kept calling me have a good day, man, but he says like ma'am, like it's mum and man, and so it comes out weird every time. And because I don't listen, I look different with makeup. I mean, with makeup and without makeup, I feel like I look different. I feel like when I look in the mirror, I mean, like I look different, but I also don't. But I don't like how I look. All right, listen, we already know. I like how I look in this sense of like I look at myself and I'm looking in the mirror right now. That's me, right? But I don't look in the mirror and I'm like, oh, she's so pretty. Like I don't do that, and that's just my own personal preference. And when I see myself without makeup on, I'm like, ugh, that's my own personal preference. When I go to the gym, I expect to look ugh because I'm trying to work out. I'm trying to be sweaty. I'm trying to be stinky. I'm trying to get gains. Okay, I'm not trying to go and be good. Like I just want to get good. When this guy was like, have a good day, man, I was like, I don't want to look like a man, so but I later figured out he was saying like ma'am mixed with like mum, and so it just sounded weird. Anyway, so he's like, have a good day, man, and I was like, oh, thank you, you too. I walked out the door, and I'm like thinking in my head, I get distracted, so I was like walking to my car. There's a man like 10 feet in front of me, right? He's just walking, he's got his own bag, and I got my bag swinging, and like I was kind of like breathing, not heavy, but I was just like, I was tired. My bag was squeaking too. Like it's got a little squeak. I don't know if it's like irritating, but it just got a little squeak to it because like the little hooks that hold it together, is like, doesn't matter. He was 10 feet in front of me. I'm walking to my car. Bloop, bloop, bloop. He's walking, I guess, to his car. Bloop, bloop, bloop. And then he like kind of, I guess he heard me and like kind of turned and looked around, and then he double took, and I was like, what's happening? And so then he kind of slows down. He turns around and he goes, you have a good workout? And I was like, oh my God, I was breathing too hard. I was breathing too hard. I sound like I'm panting. Like I'm a dog. Like I am breathing too hard. And then I was like, well, no, we're not breathing too hard. Is it my bag? Did you hear my bag squeaking? And I was like, well, no, it wasn't squeaking that loud. And so I go, oh yeah, it was a good workout. And he goes, yeah, I see you around all the time. I see you come here all the time. I think we have the same workout routines. I'm gonna tell you something right now. There are people I recognize at my gym. Okay, there's a guy who I call Bobby because he looks like Bobby from Supernatural. Nate, please show Bobby from Supernatural. I coined him as Bobby because of that. He did end up coming up and talking to me, and so like we're like gym buddies where like he says hi and says a joke, and then I say hi and then I say a joke, and and he waddles away. I think I talked about it before. Anyway, so like there's him, and then there's a girl there who likes anime because she has anime stickers all over her water bottle, and all she wears is purple all the time, and I'm too scared to say anything. But like mentally, I'm like, oh yeah, anime girl. Would I ever say anything to her? No. I'm shy. But also too, the only thing I'd ever say to her is like, oh, I like your shirt. If it has like, say she has like Gojo on her shirt or whatever, I'd be like, oh, I like your shirt. That's it. If she wanted to continue the conversation, then she could. But like, I'm not gonna be like, oh, so you like anime, eh? My lady. Like, that's weird. Also wanted to say, I did not think this guy was creepy. It was just a moment where I was like, oh, other people perceive me. Duh, other people perceive me. But it was just him being like, oh yeah, I see you here like all the time. I think we have the same workout routine. I was like, I have never seen this man in my entire life. Like, I had never seen this man in my entire life. And he has seen me regularly and also knows my workout routine. That's weird. Not in like a bad weird. I don't take it as a bad weird, but it was just kind of like, what? I couldn't tell you Bobby's workout routine. Well, I only ever see him do chest. He's one of those guys. I mean, he does chest, he does back. That's all I've seen him do. Couldn't tell you Purple Girl's anime girl. Couldn't tell you. But yeah, so when he said that, I was like, oh really? Like I listen, I'm always friendly, okay? It doesn't matter if you catch me off guard, I'm gonna be awkward, but I'm gonna be friendly. Like I try to be friendly because you never know what someone's going through, you know? And he's like, yeah, well, have a good rest of your day. And I was like, thank you. And then I go to my car and he goes to his car and we're parked right next to each other. And I was like, oh no, oh no. Luckily though, it was like driver's side, so it wasn't like continued conversation because I'm too awkward and I can't do that. It's one thing being like, oh, your shirt, anime, do you like that anime? And I'm like, yeah, I do. Have you seen this anime? But I'm not very good at like, I'm just awkward. I'm awkward. I've always been awkward. I don't know. Yeah, it was very strange. It was very strange because I got in the car and then I like took my sun shield down, whatever, you know, blocks the sun from getting in the car. And then I turned on the car and I was like, hey, you know, not in a panic really either. It's just so strange. I'm in a weird mindset now where it's like, what if there's other people that see me? Because my bag is purple. They may refer to me as Purple Girl. Other people, it's so strange. Like, oh, I've seen you here all the time. And I'm like, I have never seen you in my life. Like, who are you? You know? And I know when I told Stream this, everyone was like, oh, was he attractive? I go to a gym with a bunch of old men. Respectfully, maybe for my mom's not old, but like my mom is older than me. Maybe like in my mom's group, you know, that would be the age range. I'm in my low 30s, not in my age range. Not saying that I wouldn't. If you're around my mom's age, it's a little weird. He was probably just being nice. You know, it was probably just, I didn't take it as anything. I think the thing of what just kind of freaked me out the most was just that people perceive me. Like people that I don't know, people that I don't see, people that I don't like cognitively remember, they remember me and they see me and I don't know. And it's just like, that's weird. You know, like think about it. Like if you went to the gym or if you went to the grocery store, if you did that and some person you've never seen before in your entire life comes up and they're like, oh yeah, like I see you come here. We always buy the same kind of milk. You'd be like, you see me? Not in the haha, I'm a ghost funny way, but just kind of being like I don't think I'm explaining this very good. But anyway, so yeah, that was my story. I came home, forced myself to eat chicken, drank a protein shake, and then showered. So I was stinky. I'm gonna go. Thank you for listening to my story. Have you ever had a situation where you've been perceived and you're like, wait a minute, I have, haha. Anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you guys have a fantastic day. Safe travels. Okay, bye.